Hi guys, this is Ravi and you are listening to me on the Nifty BN channel. This is the second part of the video, how to build a simple EMI crossover buy sell alert system in Excel. Here you will learn how to write a macro which will send an email automatically when a buy or sell signal is generated. But before that, let's have a quick recap of the important things we learned in the previous part. Want to meet like minded traders and discuss option strategies, adjustments, and more? Just type in Discuss Nifty in your Telegram search box and join the friendly trader community. Point your browser to finance.yahoo.com. Type in Nifty 50 in the search box at the top of the page. Click on the first result. Now, click on the Historical Data tab to get the historical data of the Nifty 50 index. Copy the link in the browser address bar. You will need this in the next step. Now open Excel and create a new document by clicking the blank workbook area. Click on the Data tab. In the ribbon of the Data tab, click on From Web. The From Web wizard window will open. This is where we put the link we copied from finance.yahoo.com. There are two modules available, Basic and Advanced. For this exercise, we only need Basic mode. Click OK. Excel will now attempt to connect to the website. This may take a few seconds. We will see a Access Web Content video if it does. Select the level with the full URL on select which level to apply these settings to. Click Connect. We will see a progress window. The navigator window will open and we will see a list of tables from the website on the left. When we select one, we will see a table preview on the right. Let's select the table 2 table as it is the most relevant for this exercise. Click on the load button. The web table will be loaded in Excel after a few seconds. We will see the data on the left and the query used to get the data from finance.yahoo.com on the right. Notice that the data is loaded into the spreadsheet as an Excel table. It's already set up for us to be able to filter or sort the data. Scroll down to check whether the data is loaded correctly. To save the file, go to File and click on Save As. Select this PC and then name the file as desired. Here I named it as Buy Sell Alert System. Click Save. Now let's see how we can set the table to refresh data automatically each day. On the Data tab, in the Queries and Connections group, click the arrow under Refresh All and then click Connection Properties. On the Usage tab, enable Refresh Data when opening the file option and set the time to refresh to 1440 minutes. 1440 minutes corresponds to 1 day. Click OK. Notice that the data is loaded into Sheet 2. Now comes the interesting part. Go to Sheet 1 and type in the formula for the multiplier for calculating 5 and 13-day EMA. As discussed earlier, the formula is 2 divided by time period plus 1, which comes to about 0.33 for 5 EMA and 0.14 for 13 EMA. Let's create a table with 4 columns, one for the 5 EMA, second for the 13 EMA, third for the comparison between 5 EMA and 13 EMA, and the fourth for the actual buy-sell signal text. The calculation needs to start with the simple moving average. The 5-day SMA is the average of the last 5 closes, including today. For this exercise, we are just interested in the closing price column. So we have to start with the 97th row for calculating the 5-day EMA and with the 89th row for calculating the 13-day EMA. Go to sheet 1 and on the 97th row corresponding to the 5 EMA column, type in the formula to calculate the average of the last 5 rows in the close price column on sheet 2. On the 96th row, type in the formula to calculate the 5-day EMA and round off to the second decimal place. Now select the D96 cell and rest your cursor in the lower right corner so that it turns into a plus sign. Drag the fill handle up the cells that you want to fill. When you let go, the formula gets automatically filled to all the cells. Repeat the same procedure for calculating the 13-day EMA. That is, on the 89th row, corresponding to the 13 EMA column, type in the formula to calculate the average of the last 13 rows in the close price column on sheet 2. On the 88th row, type in the formula to calculate 13-day EMA and round off to the second decimal place. Now select the E88 cell and rest your cursor in the lower right corner so that it turns into a plus sign. Drag the fill handle up the cells that you want to fill. When you let go, the formula gets automatically filled to all the cells. Now to the comparison column. Here we compare the 5 EMA and 13 EMA columns using the if condition function. The function returns 1 if 5 EMA is greater than 13 EMA and minus 1 if 13 EMA is greater than 5 EMA. Now to the final column. Whenever a minus 1 precedes a plus 1, a buy signal is triggered. And whenever a plus 1 precedes a minus 1, a sell signal is triggered. Here we check for two things. If a value in a row is different from the value in the previous row, that is, if a minus 1 follows a plus 1 or a plus 1 follows a minus 1. If the value in the previous row is either plus 1 or minus 1. The function returns buy if a plus 1 follows a minus 1 and sell if a minus 1 follows a plus 1 and a blank value in all other cases. To plot the crossover, select both 5 EMA and 13 EMA columns until the 89th row. Go to the Insert tab. Under Charts group, click on Recommended Charts. Insert Chart dialog box will open. Select Line Chart and click OK. Right-click the chart axis and click Format Axis. Select the Categories in Reverse Order checkbox. Resize the chart as needed, stretching or shrinking with the corner handles. Name the chart as desired. Here I named it 5 by 13 EMA crossover. The system works this way. You go long when the 5 EMA crosses above the 13 EMA and exit the long position when the 13 EMA crosses above the 5 EMA. Now to the email part. For this step, you will need the Developer tab available in your ribbon. The Developer tab isn't displayed by default, but you can add it to the ribbon by using the following steps. On the File tab, select Options and then Customize Ribbon. Under Customize the ribbon and under Main tabs, select the Developer checkbox and click OK. Note that this is a one-time process. Once you enable the developer tab, it will always be shown in a custom ribbon for every Excel instance you open, unless you clear the checkbox. One of the many uses of the developer tab is to write or record macros and run macros that you previously recorded. Now, what are macros in Excel? Macros are simply a set of instructions that tell Excel what to do. They are like mini programs that perform repetitive tasks, saving you a lot of time and typing. After you have created a macro, Excel will execute those instructions step by step on any data that you give it. For example, you could have a macro that tells Excel to take a number, multiply by 2, add 5, and return the modulus. Now, whenever you tell Excel to run that macro, you don't have to manually do each step. Excel will do that work for you. Here you will not learn the basics of how to write a macro, but will specifically learn how to write a macro that tracks a change on the buy sell signal text column and sends an email automatically when a buy or a sell text is seen. If you wish to learn the basics, please refer to the many tutorials available on YouTube. Now to the macro part. Select the developer tab and then select Visual Basic option. Insert a new module. Initialize the new subroutine and name it as Buy Sell Alert. Here you will be using Outlook as your email client. So please configure Outlook to send or receive messages. I will not be covering that part here. To get access to Outlook methods and properties, we have to create an instance of Outlook. To initialize the Outlook application, we will use the create object function to create an object of the application. Use object email item to create an Outlook item. This will give access to properties such as to, body, and subject, etc. Now set up a variable by cell to hold the text. You will use this variable to store the value of the G2 cell of sheet 1. This can either be by or cell or a blank value. Set the to property of the email object to your desired email ID. Here I used niftybndemo@gmail.com. Based on the value of the by cell string, set the subject and body properties of the email item object to a custom text and send the message to the desired email ID using send property. That is, if a by text is detected, set the subject and body properties to buy alert for Nifty, and this is a buy alert for Nifty. 5 EMA has now crossed over 13 EMA and send the message. And if a cell text is detected, set the subject and body properties to sell alert for Nifty, and this is a sell alert for Nifty. 13 EMA has now crossed over 5 EMA and send the message. And if a blank value is detected, do nothing. Finally, set both the email item and email application objects to nothing to release the objects from memory. Test the macro by filling the G2 cell of sheet 1 with the text buy. If the email is successfully delivered to your inbox, then you are all set and no further action is needed. Finally, please do not forget to save this Excel file as an XLSM file to make it work every time you open the file up. To do this, simply go to File, Save As, and choose the drop-down for macro files. Thank you for watching. Please post any questions you have in the comment section. Also, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. To find us on Twitter and Telegram, use the username NiftyBN. Also, I post some of my trades to the community tab, so don't forget to check that from time to time.